Hello and welcome to In the Spotlight for another edition. With me today is Darren Hembrow. Darren was a ex-PC in the police force, had to retire due to ill health, and I'm just going to talk to him today about his experience in the police force and what he's doing now. So Darren, can you tell me a bit about your career in the police and how it made you feel to start with?
Well, how it made me feel, we'll have to go back to, I started working for the police in 2003, and I had a civilian role and became a police officer in 2005, and initially I loved the role, and the more I got into it, the more I wanted to be in there. So if somebody had said to me, could I work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? At one point it wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah.
And I just loved the role. I qualified as a tutor in the police force, doing ID procedures and a few custody procedures as well, and then went into hate crime for 3.5 years. And after I was in hate crime for about a year or so, I started to get ill with what I've got, and then I went into the training department, to which I finished my career 18 months ago or thereabouts, due to ill health.
And I think from what I've listened to in preparation for the interview, you enjoyed the job so much that, like you said just now, you would work if you could 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
Can you tell me some of the good experiences that you had during your time there?
It was always good to see that when perhaps, I need to word this a bit carefully, when somebody's been arrested because they've done a crime and has got to court and they've had perhaps the justice that they deserve in court, you know, their sentence has been good for what they have done, without pinpointing any particular crime there, because, you know, there are some heinous crimes out there. And in my time within the police, I've seen perhaps the best of humanity, and I've also seen the worst of humanity as well. So, you know, on balance, knowing that the victims have got a good outcome through the court process, and knowing that I've done the bridge in between that, as it's been some of the good times.
Success.
Yeah, and also meeting some great people over the years as well. And yeah, so you know, I would say I've got lifelong friends in relation to that job.
So bringing it to today now, I know that you've finished due to ill health. Can you talk to me about your condition and how it affects you?
Yeah, in 2016, I was never the fittest of like people, as in running and stuff like that, but I used to walk everywhere. I was an avid walker, and I'd walk back and forth work, and then the soles of my feet started hurting, and I didn't think anything more of it. I just thought, you know, it's August and I need new shoes and all that, so that's all I thought. But within a few weeks, that pain became permanent, came up both my legs, up here, down my arm, up the side of my face.
And I recall something that you said in one of the interviews that I was listening to. It felt like a constant burning.
Yeah.
That must have been hell to deal with.
It was, the only way I describe it to people is if you put your hand on top of a car in a heat wave, and that's the burning I get 24 hours a day.
Do you still get it now?
Yes, yeah. I still get it, but the medication I'm on slightly numbs it and also stops me reacting to it.
Yeah.
So I think I'm on a good medication base at the moment, albeit the side effect on that, it affects my memory.
Yeah.
So I do forget things, I do forget quite a lot of things.
So what is it you're doing now then? Because I know I see on Facebook that you've got a coaching thing going on with ex-police.
Yeah, I trained as a level 2 and 3 coach and a level 6 trainer, and then when I came out of the police force initially, I was like, what do I do now? Because I was always used to working, I've never been out of work. So I decided to set up a coaching company, particularly for police officers who are perhaps coming up from medical retirement or not adjusting to retirement very well, because it was a hard change going from being a police officer to going back to civilian after nearly 20 years of being with them.
So do you know, or have people told you how they feel after being coached by you? Or
A couple of people have said that they feel the better for it, because even though I haven't given any advice, or they've had all the answers within them.
yeah,
So one thing I always tell people: give yourself a break. There's an adjustment to go through, and just go through it very gently, and don't beat yourself up when you think you should be doing something and there's nothing to do.
do you get the same people coming back to you all the time, or is it
So far different.
different?
Yeah. So.
And obviously they get to know you through different people as well, do they?
Yeah. My client base, apart from one prison officer, albeit he's not a police officer, one prison officer from Cardiff, all my clients have been in the US. So
you're all over there.
I'm all over.
All over the world.
Yeah, I've spread my wings a bit far, I think, and so how they've got hold of me, I don't know, but they've obviously searched something, and I've cropped up online.
Popped up. That's always the way, though, isn't it? When somebody wants something, they'll find the solution, no matter how they can.
Yeah, and that's basically the whole process of coaching, is to allow the client to find that perhaps inner happiness, inner balance, inner whatever they need out of the sessions.
So if people wanted to contact you, like for coaching, how would they do that?
They can search me up on Google, so it's just darrenhembrough.com, or Facebook and Instagram. I'm on there. I don't use Twitter or whatever it's called nowadays, but I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook, and I think I'm on something else as well, but I can't remember what it is.
I think you said you were on LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, yeah, sorry. And I'm on LinkedIn as well. So I use all those platforms, and so people can see what I'm posting and they can get into contact with me that way.
Well, thank you for joining me today, and wish you the best for whatever path you take in the future.
Oh, thank you, Lee, and thank you for asking me to come on.
Thank you.